Namaste. Welcome to First PUC Computer Science video classes, Chapter 1 Computer System. What is data? A computer system considers everything as data, be it instructions, pictures, songs, videos, documents, etc. When we enter any data into the computer in the form of text, in the form of numbers, in the form of graphics, in the form of audio files, in the form of video files, all these things will be considered as data in the computer system. Information cannot be used interchangeably. Data is different, information is different. So, what is the definition of a data? A data is a collected raw facts, a collected raw and unorganized facts that has no meaning initially. A data can be a marks of a student, a data can be an instruction, data can be an image, data can be a sound, data can be a graphic, data can be a video, data can be an audio song. It is a data. It's a raw fact and unorganized fact. This data is entered into the system and the CPU processes it and it gives us the processed data, which is called as information. The difference between data and information is that data initially doesn't have the meaning. It won't convey any meaning, whereas information is always meaningful. The computer system, as you know, has many input devices which provide it with the raw data in the form of facts, concepts, instructions, etc. We feed different kinds of data into the system. Internally, everything is stored in the binary form, that is the digital form. But externally, data can be input to a computer in the text form, sound form, graphic form, audio form, video form, etc. Data can be input in other languages too, or it can be read from the files. Not only English is used in computer system, even Kannada language, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi language, Sanskrit language, in any of the languages you can enter the data into the system. The input data may be from different sources. What do you mean by different sources? It may be through keyboard, it may be through mouse, it may be through microphone, it may be through video camera or a web camera. Hence, there are different formats of the data. Take for example, an image is a collection of red, green, blue picture cells. Pixel means picture cells. Short form of picture cells is called pixels. So RGB is the very basic colors that are used to generate different shades of the colors. A video is made up of many frames and a fee receipt is made up of numeric and non-numeric characters. Like this, you can differentiate a data, a textual data or a image data or a video data, etc. There are different types of data. Primarily, it is categorized into three types: structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. What is the structured data? A data which follows a strict record structure and is easy to understand is called structured data. Such data with a pre-specified tabular format may be stored in a data file to access in the future. Please take care of these words. The data which follows a strict record structure and easy to understand is called structured data. It is the data with pre-specified tabular format that may be used to store the data in the form of data file to access in the future. Let me take an example here so that this table shows a structured data, monthly attendance records of students. There is a roll number column, there is a name column, there is a month column, there is an attendance column. There is a clear structure of the record. This record includes roll number of a student, name of a student, month of a student, attendance in percentage of a student. For different students, the same kind of data is maintained in the respective columns. That is, in the roll number column, the different students' roll number is entered. And the name column is used to store the name of the student. Month column is used to store the month for which the monthly attendance is taken. And the attendance in percentage is shown. That means there is a, a fixed structure maintained to collect and store the data, which is a very easy and a simple method to store the data. That is the feature of a structured data. It is clear that such data is organized in row column format and easily understandable. Structured data may be sorted in ascending or descending order. What is sorting? Sorting in the sense some column values, based on some column values, the entire record will be reorganized from lowest value to the highest value or from highest value to the lowest value. That is what we call as the ascending or in descending order. Let us see which one is organized, which column is used to organize this structured data. If you look at the roll number, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, again R1, R2, R3, R4, R5 is there. That means this column is not organized. Here M, Mohan is there, Sohan is there, Sheen is there, G is there, Anita is there, Geet is there. So Anita, suppose I order it based on the name, the Anita would have come in the first row, but it is not organized based on the name of the student either. If you look at the month, you'll see May, May, May. After that, July, July, July is there. So this column is considered to organize the data. So to collect the month wise, okay, this structured data is organized based on the month column, isn't it? So that is the use of a structured data. We can well organize the data. There is a discipline maintained to record the relevant data in the respective columns using a tabular form. Very, very important is the tabular format is used. Tabular format is nothing but the table format that consists of rows and columns. So in that format, all the data is collected and maintained. The examples of structured data includes the sales transactions of a business firm, online railway ticket bookings. You can include flight tickets also, the all or the bus tickets booking also you can include, or in general ATM transactions. So ATM transactions generate the slip after you transact, after you withdraw the money. Okay, every time when you take, when you get the transaction details as they print out, you can see the similarities or the same structure is maintained every time when I do the transaction, and that will be printed in the form of a slip, isn't it? So example for structured data is after that attendance organized in the form of tabular form, or the sales transactions or online railway ticket bookings or ATM transactions. So here is an example of a sales transaction. There is a purchase ID, there is a last name, first name, birthday, country, date of purchase, and the amount of purchase. All these detailed information is maintained using a rows and columns. That is what we call as the table form or a tabular form. Okay. It is similar to that of a attendance sheet what we have studied in the previous slide. This is an example, sales transaction. This is a typical sales transaction, which is a structured data example. Then we move on to Indian Railways passenger reservation system. It is an online system where you select the various information from the available information in the respective pull down buttons. Okay, so you can book your railway tickets using this particular portal. It collects, it asks you to supply various kinds of information like source station from where you want to travel, destination station to where or to which location you want to move on, from Bangalore to Bombay, or from Bangalore to Delhi you want to move. My source station will be the Bangalore, and my destination station will be then Delhi if I'm going to Delhi. So there will be different class, AC class will be there, sleeper class will be there, general class will be there. So we have to select this. But this is not appearing in a tabular form. Okay, but it is collecting the information from you, and at the back side the tabular form is used to maintain the data. What are the different headings of the columns then? Source station, one column will be there. Destination station, another column will be there. Class type, one column will be there. Journey date, one column will be there. Departure time between, one column will be there. Arrival time between, a column will be there. Time zone or the train type, one column will be there. Okay, then type of journey, one way or return journey, there will be a one column. Okay, that will be designed and present in the table. Okay, so data may be collected in this form, but it will be maintained in the tabular form. Similarly, this is a typical ATM slip that includes the date of transaction, time of the transaction, ATM ID, transaction ID, card number, withdraw from amount, etc., etc. All this information, okay, will be printed whenever I do the ATM transaction, but it is also not in the tabular form, but at the back side, back end, all the data will be collected and maintained in the tabular form. The second type of data after the structured data is unstructured data. What is unstructured data? The name itself is telling that it is not well structured. Therefore, it is unstructured data. The data which are not organized in a predefined record format is called unstructured data. Please underline this. It not organized in a predefined record format is called unstructured data. Let us see the examples of unstructured data. A text document, an email, an image, audio files, video files, long files, sensor data, social media posts, all these things can be considered as the example for unstructured data. How is a text document is unstructured? See, when you type your notes information, do you follow any specific tabular format? The answer is no. You type a heading, you type a subheading, or you may type a subject matter, or you may type information in points. Some places you may add diagrams, graphs, pictures, clip arts, etc. There is no specific format used in the text document. Such a kind of data is what we call as unstructured data. If you take another example for unstructured data is social media. The different social media are YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter. Now it is called as X or a WeChat or Edit. Anything you take it as a social media, you might have seen different kinds of posts there in Facebook. In the walls you can type sometime information with picture, or you may just upload some video with sound, etc. In the Instagrams also, either you can post a video, a small video, or a textual document content. So it doesn't follow any specific structure there. Therefore, it is called unstructured data. So here is another example of unstructured data. So there is a ABC school attendance record for the month of July. It is compared to the attendance record of a structured data, how it is different from structured data attendance and unstructured data attendance. You can see here there is a school logo, there is a heading, the name of the school, okay, and the name is not maintained in a tabular form, okay. So there is a name, text information is there is a graph information, there is a graphic here. So it is a combination of a graphic, a textual information, a numerical information, and a graphic information. Such a kind of data is what we call as unstructured data. Now, there is another example of unstructured data, which is an email document. When you open your mailbox, you can see such a kind of emails. So there will be a subject, there will be a sender, okay, and the content will be there. As you can see, some content will be purely textual content, some content will be a graphic with the text. In this case, you can see. That means the different kinds of email messages will have different structures. They don't maintain a common structure, and it will not be in the tabular form. So such kind of data is called unstructured data. So such data are unstructured as they consist of textual content as well as graphics which do not follow a specific format. This is unstructured data. So please understand the difference between the structured data and the unstructured data. I am repeatedly telling the differences. Now we move on to the third kind of data is called semi-structured data. The data which have no well-defined structure but maintains internal tags or markings to separate data elements are called semi-structured data. Examples include email document, HTML page, or a comma separated values. In short, we call it as a CSV file. Now you look at this structure example, semi-structured data example. What you are looking at? See, this is not like unstructured. For every student information, okay, so name, title is there, actual student name is there, month title is there, actual month is there, class title is there, and the actual class information is there, and the attendance. Is it maintaining in the tabular form? The answer is no. But there is a specific structure that is maintained for all the students. You see here, for all the students, there is a name tag, Mohan. There is a month tag, July. There is a class tag, 9th standard. There is an attendance tag, 98. See, like this. But it is not fully structured. Therefore, this kind of data is called semi-structured data. There is no specific format for each attendance record that you can notice from this example. It is neither the structured nor the unstructured. It is in between to structured and the unstructured data. Semi-structured data. Okay. Each data value is preceded by a tag. What is the tag? I said the name is a tag. What is the data here? Mohan is the data, Sohan is the data, Sheen is the data. What is the tag in this? Month. But it is not a column. This is not a column. So that means the tabular format is not maintained. But there is a similarity in the structure that is collected and maintained for all the different students. There is a uniformity, okay, in that. So therefore, this makes the semi-structured data. This is an example of a CSV file. Full form of CSV file is comma separated values. See, there is a name, comma, age, comma, country, comma, email, comma, subscription. This is not a tabular form, but how many columns, how many different parts of the data is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means if I convert this into a tabular form, I can assign one column for the name, one column for the age, one column for the country, one column for the email, one column for the subscription. Okay. So 5 columns I need to reserve for name, age, country, email, and subscription. This becomes the heading for the column, a tabular form. Okay. Next you see, in the next line, Eleanor Knox, comma. So comma means this is one column information. This is the first column information. It goes to name. It can goes to the name column. Canada, then comma is there. So the Canada can go to age column. Then, 28 is there. Okay, the 28 can go to age column. Canada goes to country column. Knox at example.com goes to email column, and true goes to subscription column. For the next record you see, so how many columns are there? One column, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. You see, each row is maintaining 5 column information that I can use to convert this data into a tabular format data very easily. Therefore, it is called comma separated values. So this data is not in the tabular form, but I can change this format into a tabular format very easily. Therefore, this is an example of a semi-structured data. Data capturing, data storage, and data retrieval. What is data capturing? It is the process of gathering the data from a source, collect the data, and enter the data into the computer system. As we know that to process data, the computer requires data. That data should be collected and it is entered into the system, computer system. This is what we call as capture the data. This is followed by storage. Once the data is entered into the computer system, the data must be stored in the form of file. A file is a unit of storage, and anything we store in the form of file will be stored permanently. It is stored permanently because we want to reuse the collected data for varieties of purposes in the future. So we collect the data, we enter the data into this computer system. This stage is called data capturing. Once the data is entered into the system, the data is stored permanently in the form of a data file. This is called data storage. And whenever the data is to be processed, it is first retrieved from the file, then it will process the data. After the processing, if any new data is obtained, even that data is also gets stored in the file. So to process the data must be retrieved from the data file which is stored in the secondary storage. Hence, the data capturing, data storage and data retrieval are the process of collecting the data from a source, enter the data using a specific kind of device, store the entered data in the computer memory, retrieve the data from the stored file for the purpose of process. How is the data captured? What is the process of data capturing? The data capturing involves the process of gathering data from different sources in the digital form. This capturing may vary from simple instruments like keyboard, a BCR barcode reader used at shopping outlets, or using any other kind of devices whenever the data arises. As and when data arises, it will be captured and entered into the computer system. Let us know the different data capturing devices. On your screen here, optical character reader OCR is there, biometric scanner is there, a scanner device is there, barcode reader is there. Like this, many data capturing devices are present because the data is captured in different formats, and that data will be converted into a digital form using these devices. Other data capturing devices are barcodes, radio frequency identification, biometrics, magnetic stripes, optical character recognition, smart cards, voice recognition, etc. Data storage is the process of storing the captured data for processing later. You know that data nowadays is being produced at a very high rate due to the networking of computer, the computers on the move. So it is very easy to enter the data. That entered data needs to be properly stored. That becomes a challenging task. It is not a small amount of data because the data is collected from various sources, not from one point or one source or two sources. It will be collected from hundreds or thousands of sources. And these data will be collected at a regular intervals. Therefore, it is very challenging task to maintain the data using a storage device. In large organizations, computers with larger and faster storage called data servers are used to store huge amount of data. On your screen you can see a single user or few users will use the computer to enter the data. In a network of computer, from this individual computer, the data is captured and stored in a very powerful computer with a high storage capacity. These powerful high storage capacity computers are called data servers. In the data servers, the data will be stored. These data servers are very costly. It requires a sophisticated environment. So many facilities is required. The data server rooms are there. 24/7 current should be provided to make a controlled environment. We require a AC, proper security should be given. Like this, many infrastructure should be provided, and it is very costly issue. Only few large organizations can afford of collecting a huge amount of data and storing it in the data servers. The data server kept place is called data center. The data center is the place where dedicated computers help in processing data efficiently. Setting up cost of data server, as I told you in the previous slide, as well as its maintenance is high. You can see a typical data center where huge data servers are there. It is a huge place, a air conditioned facility and 24/7 power supply with a network engineer support service is also required to maintain such a data storage facility. Data storage is very challenging when it is a huge number of data. Okay, when data is stored in the data center, the next challenge is how do we retrieve the data? How do we fetch the data from such data servers? Because there will be huge volume of data in these computers. As the database grow, the challenges involved in search and retrieval of the data in acceptable time also increase. See, huge volume of data. From that data, I want a piece of data. Searching for that data and use for computer process should not take more time. With less time, we should be in a position to search a small amount of data in the huge volume of data in the data server. Therefore, as and when the database size grow, searching for and retrieval of the data using a minimum time also increases. This is a challenging task. If we don't minimize the data access time, that means if we don't search the required data from the data server, if it takes more time, then there will be a lot of waiting time. We can't able to process until and unless we get the proper data for the processing, isn't it? Therefore, searching for a data in a huge amount of data in less time is very, very important in data retrieval. Once the data is stored using data servers, one of the biggest danger related with digital data is its deletion. What do we mean by deletion? If the data server is break down or crash down, if the storage device itself crash downs, whatever the data stored in that storage device will be lost forever. We are going to lose that data forever. There is no other way to get back the lost data. This is one reason. The user of the computer system may accidentally remove the data knowingly or unknowingly. That is another possibility of losing the data. A unknown person, a dangerous person, without permission enters into our computer system and steal the data. He may also delete the digital data. Such a person is called hacker or malware. Using a special software, hacking software or a malware software, he will enter into our system in networking environment without our permission and knowledge. He may delete the digital data. We have to securely protect the data against deletion. If data gets deleted, there is no way of getting the data back. Therefore, we should adopt data recovery technique also, whether it is intentional or unintentional, whether it is accidental or whether it is breach of security. In no form entered data and stored in the data center in storage devices should not be lost. That is what we call as the data recovery. Suppose data gets deleted accidentally or storage devices or a file gets corrupted, then we need to recover the data. Recovery of the data is possible only if the contents or the memory space marked as deleted have not been overwritten by some other data. The data recovery is a process of retrieving deleted data, corrupted data, and lost data from secondary storage devices. Here on your screen, there is a software that can be used for data recovery. Why is data recovery? There is one image. There are so many other data recovery softwares are there, like file rescue, media recover, deleted file search, files wiper, emergency disk manager, mail rescue, etc. All these tools are used for data recovery because data is very crucial and important. We should not lose the data once it is stored in the storage device. After storing the data in the storage device, those computers and devices must be properly protected. For that, various kinds of security concerns are associated with the data. Deletion by some unauthorized person or software. Against that, we have to provide the security. No person unauthorizedly enter into the computer where data is stored. If he enters into the data center and access the storage device, then he may delete the data and we may lose very important information. Physically, he may not enter into the data center to access the data server, but he may enter into the data center with the help of a software, a hacking software or a malware, and he may access to the data storage in the data server and he may delete the data. Against that, there should be a proper security. For that, we have a password management, role-based access and single sign-on, data encryption technique, Detailed audit trials are used as and when data gets changed. After storing the data in the servers, if a data is not required, we simply select the data and remove it by pressing the delete key. And we think that the data is removed. In fact, the data is not removed at all. It is not removed from the registry. A mischief mongers can easily recover such data from the old or faulty storage devices. Using a data recovery software, data can be easily recoverable. Even though data is appear to be deleted, it can be recovered. Therefore, there is a security concern associated with data is that unwanted recovery of data by unauthorized user or software must be avoided. Then what is the solution to this problem? The solution to this problem is use proper tools, software tools to delete or shred the data before throwing away any old or faulty storage device. Many times you might have seen, or even when you dispose your old mobiles, you think that the old mobile is useless. For you, it may be useless. If any data is present in that old mobile, the mobile which is not working, or a memory is not functioning, even in such mobiles, mischief mongers can recover the data by using data recovery tools. Some confidential data, personal data, important data they may get, and they may use it for their benefit. That benefit may give a great loss to you. It may give you a big problem. Therefore, removing a digital data is not very easy. It is not by selecting a file and press the delete. It is not that way. The digital data should be deleted using a proper software tools. Then only that data is permanently deleted. Let me put a question to you. In Windows operating system, I don't want a file. What I will do, I'll select the file and press delete option. Do you think that that file is removed? You might have seen recovery. There will be a recycle bin in Windows. The deleted file will go to the recycle bin. But on your screen, that deleted file won't be there, but it will be present in the recycle bin. We call it as a dustbin. Right? If you go to the recycle bin, you can see the list of removed files. Select the deleted removed file from the recycle bin list and you can recall it back. You can retrieve it back. From this, you can easily understand a file what I select in computer and press delete doesn't remove the actual data. From the recycle bin, if you clear, then only the digital entry in that device is removed for that file. From this example, I hope you have understood how difficult is deletion of file one after storing in the storage device.